Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome aboard. Here we are once again on a Friday morning, and we get together each Friday morning at this time, and we collaborate together and then have a little coffee together. That's why we call it the Coffee Hour. Welcome to another edition of the Coffee Hour. Coming to you live from New York. That's where we originate, and we broadcast all over the world. No matter where you go around the world, that's where we'll be. And we thank you so much for being along with us. We're going to be with you for the whole hour. And for this whole hour, we've got things to do. We've got things to talk about, and you could be on in a conversation as well. For the benefit of the people who are brand new to this show, well, the show operates like this. As the host of the show, I will actually get things rolling, throw out a conversation, and keep things speeding up. But in the meantime, through all of that, you can chime in as well. All you have to do is use your keyboard on your computer, on your tablet, or on your cell phone, and or any device that you can use that contacts us and can get in touch with us, and you can view right there. We're going to be right there for you. I will see you right there on the big screen as you type in, and I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. You can join in on a conversation with other people who join in. And because that's why we call this free exchange in ideas. We do that each week. And if there's a particular topic you would like to talk about or convey to the audience, of course, you are able to do that. We would love you to do that. Just chime in, and then we'll acknowledge you too, because we love to acknowledge you. Now, those of you who are going to chime in on us, we ask you, as usual, to give us your weather forecast wherever you are around the country and around the world, so we can compare notes. And I like doing that. That's not a mandatory thing, but I like doing that and just see what it's like in your area as far as the weather's concerned. But if you're living in the New York City or the vicinity of New York City, don't have to worry about that. I'll have that for you. I'll take care of all of that. Later on in the program, we're going to do our normal things in conjunction with interacting with you. We've got sports coming up, sports with Brian Camp, in just a few minutes from now. In this particular half hour, he'll be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. That's the name of his show. You'll get a chance to see him as well. And if you have any questions about sports, he'll be able to see you right there. If you're watching us on Facebook, you'll get a chance to see him, or even YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him. However, if you're watching us on Instagram, that's not the case. We won't be able to actually see him, but you'll hear him. You'll get a chance to hear him. He'll be out there, and you could still have the opportunity to ask questions just as well. And we'll get a chance to convey all of those questions to us. So that's the only thing that changes. But for the rest of you, you'll get a chance to see him. We'll have him right here, coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's how we do, from New York to Charlotte, North Carolina. And we'll interact that way. Now, again, we're coming from three different places. We're coming from Facebook. We're live on Facebook. We're on YouTube, and of course on Instagram as well. And those of you who are watching us on Facebook, take the opportunity right now to tag all of your friends. You can tag this show to your friends right now. As many as you want, as many as you like. I don't care how many they are, or maybe you have a select amount of friends you'd like to, or maybe think that would be interested in watching this show. Tag them in, and when they see that notification, they'll click onto it, and it brings them directly to us. So they'll see you, they'll see me, and everyone else here involved. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we always encourage you, as usual, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's a good thing to do, because once you do that, you become a full-fledged member. Even if you didn't subscribe, you come here anytime you want. But the benefit of subscribing to my channel is that when you do that, you'll get notification when we come on live. If you forget about the show at any time and you happen to be online and you see that notification pop up, you can say, oh, man, he's on the air right now. So all you have to do is click onto the notification, and guess what? Brings you right here to us. So we can do that too. So please take the opportunity to subscribe. Take your little mouse, one of these, you know what these are, right? Take your little mouse and put the arrow right on the thing where it says, that little button where it says subscribe, and click onto it. And that's it. There's no charge for it. No union dues, no nothing, no charges. Everything is free here. And again, that's the benefit of having us as part of you, or you as part of us. When you subscribe to us, you'll get that notification when we come online, even if we so much as post a video or something. You'll get that notification as well. Now, for the rest of you who are watching us on Instagram, all you have to do is just keep following us. Keep following us. Let the word percolate, spread the word around to your family and friends, and give them, share this, and let them have action in this whole thing. And hopefully they can be part of us as well. Also, later on in the program, before the show is over, I have, as usual, the information about those movies that you like. Turner Classic Movies. Yes, we do. We have them. My pick of the week. I have them for you. Now, a lot of people like to spend their weekends doing an abundance amount of things. And one of the things they may want to do is get out there and catch some movies. If you're tired of doing the regular thing, and if you're just exhausted and you just want to lay back, or maybe your weather condition is not good enough to go out to enjoy the outdoors, and you want to stay indoors, it'll be a good time to catch up on some old movies. I have those for you, and we'll have those for you later on in the program. That's my pick of the week from Turner Classic Movies. Remember, all of the view and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other public media, any social media outlet or broadcast facility. So thank you so much. And we're going to get it underway right now. And as usual, let's lift our cups and our glasses and enjoy whatever beverage that you have in hand right now. Because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So ladies and gentlemen, excuse me while I orally shoot up. It's nice and cold, nice and cold. And this is iced coffee today. Because I got to tell you, it's going to be warm here in New York. We've got a great weather forecast coming up, and it's going to be warm in New York. When I went out this morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I can start to feel the heat intensity coming in. Not strong, but you can tell it's going to be a warm day. We're going to go up to around 90 degrees today where we are. And we'll tell you more about that later as we get the weather forecast going. Ladies and gentlemen, just stay tuned where you are and tell your friends about what's going on today. And a happy Pride Month to all of you. Yes, it started yesterday, as a matter of fact, January 1st. Now we're on the second. This is the second day, at least where we are. It's the second day of June, J-U-N-E, June, second day of June. And yesterday was the beginning of Pride Month. So we want to acknowledge that. And we want you all the people, we want you to know, regardless of what you hear on TV or anything else, we want you to know in the LGBTQ plus community, we love you and we support you and we uplift you. And not only do we love you, but most of all, God loves you. So a happy Pride Month to each and every one of you out there. I mentioned last night on the show, and after this, I'm not going to mention it anymore because I don't know how true it is. I mentioned last night on Talkback Live, actor Al Pacino, at the age of 83 years old, allegedly is expecting a baby with his girlfriend of 29 years. His girlfriend is 29 years old. And Al Pacino have never been married and never had any aspirations of ever getting married, you know, as long as he's been in the business for all of these years. And he never had any children, but this would turn his life around if it's true. I don't know how true it is. I read this particular article. And of course, I am not a person that believes everything people write or believe everything I hear. I like to research everything. And I thought I was going to get a chance to research it last night when I got off the air, but it didn't happen. But over the weekend or some point after I get off the air today, I'm going to research it and see how true it is. But right now, And it's all, thank God for the word allege. Thank God for that word, because if we didn't have that word, a lot of us could be in a world of trouble. So I would say Al Pacino at 83 allegedly is expecting a baby with his girlfriend of 29 years old. Now, we don't even know if the girl is 29 years old. I don't know anything about that. News come out, and news have a way to, I'm just glad, I'm just hoping that I'm not spreading any false. That's why I always say allege, allege, stay out of trouble. I already gave my disclaimer too. So there you go. Okay, so if that happens, we would say, Al Pacino, congratulations. I never knew you had it in you at 83 years old. So there's hope for everyone. Former First Lady Rosalynn Carter, as you already know, you heard about it this week. She was diagnosed with dementia. Former First Lady is 95 years old, and she's at home now with her husband. Of course, they're spending the time together. Months earlier, you already heard about Jimmy Carter already checked in for the hospice program. So he's undergoing that. And now his wife is diagnosed with dementia, but the two are together as husband and wife. They're fighting together, and they're just moseying along. So we're going to say our prayers and thoughts to Rosalynn Carter. And, you know, Rosalynn Carter was one of the nicest first ladies back in the day when Jimmy Carter was president of the United States. And, you know, some of these presidents, you know, had wives that were very popular, sometimes even more popular than the president themselves. And I could name a few. I can't name them all, and name a few. I just, for what I can remember, I remember Jacqueline, at that time, Jacqueline Kennedy. She was a very popular first lady. Everyone loved her. Everyone admired her. And some of the women idolized her. Some of the women wanted to be like her, because back in the days, it was the days of Camelot, back in the days of John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Kennedy, who later on became Jacqueline Onassis when John Kennedy died. And so she was one of the great ladies. Another one that I admired so much, I mentioned Rosalynn Carter. I would say Laura Bush was another one, another popular first lady, at least in my book she was. She was very likable. And we can't forget Michelle Obama, a wonderful woman. Everyone loved her, and she was real, and she loved to be real. She put herself out there. She was a normal person and grounded, you know. So she was a very popular, at least for some people, she was, you know. But and there are a few more I can name. I can't name them offhand, but there were a few first ladies that were very popular with the people here in the United States. So again, we send our blessings and our prayers and our thoughts out to the Carter family. I wonder whatever happened to their daughter. Remember her daughter? I think her daughter's name was Amy, wasn't it? Amy, Amy kept a low profile. I remember she, in the term in her Jimmy Carter's presidency, she was always in a spotlight with them, but she was a little girl at the time. But she's now adult. I don't know, you know, she's now low profile and has been for a long time. But I wonder whatever happened to her. I wonder how she's doing. I'm going to research all of that too, see how she's doing. But I love to research things and find more ways to check out other things. But again, ladies and gentlemen, again, excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, that's good. Nice and cold, just the way I like it. Okay, just in case those of you are just joining in with us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. You're just joining us. The name of the show is called Coffee Hour. I want to say good morning to Warren out there, out from Greensville, North Carolina, chiming in today. Brian Camp is out there too. He's going to be here with us later, as I said, with sports and a whole lot of things going on, and our weather. So again, those of you who are chiming in conversation, if you'd like to, just to say hello, we would appreciate. Some people don't, and they just rather sit back and just enjoy the show. And we appreciate that as well. Sit back and enjoy the show. And that would be great, you know. But if you like to say hello, we would just like to say hello, because I like to greet you personally. But if you come in, if you will, give us your weather forecast as well. We certainly would appreciate that. Let me give you mine right now. If you're in New York, don't worry about it. You dodged the bullet. I am taking the bullet for you. So I am going to do the weather. And this is what we got so far. See, this is Friday here in New York. So we've got morning sunshine. Now, this morning sunshine is going to be followed by isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. Okay. Not all bad, though. We're going to have a high around 90 degrees. So that's pretty warm outside. People are peeling off their jackets. They're peeling them right off. And we're going to have winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, only 30%. So that's a light chance of rain. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, a stray shower or thunderstorm possible. We'll have a low 62 degrees. The winds will be east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So we get a little rain, but for the most part, it's clear skies. And for Saturday, if you're going out, of course, you want to enjoy the day. The difference between the weather forecast today and for Saturday is like this. It's going to be cloudy skies early, but will be becoming partly cloudy later in the day, and it's going to be much cooler. A big drop from what we're going to have today. Much cooler. We have a high around 68 degrees. Winds will be east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For Saturday night, if you're going out on the town, well, it looks like there's some clouds early. Will give way to generally clear conditions overnight. So, you can leave the umbrella home if you're going out. You're going to do any partying. Haven't done that in a long time, right? Things are sort of like getting back to normal in the party circuit for you. Getting back to normal, okay. Anyway, we'll have a low around 53 degrees. Winds will be northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, as we wrap up our weekend and we get back to the grind on Monday for Sunday, except for a few afternoon clouds, it's going to be mainly sunny. And we're going to have a high around 74 degrees. So the temperatures boost back up again, 74 degrees. And winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And what do we have for today? Our temperature ranges right now. Our present temperature here in New York is 79 degrees. What did I say? The high is going to be 90. So it's moving fast. It's 79 degrees right now. And so you can take off those jackets and, sleeveless shirts. A lot of people are doing that. I couldn't imagine anyone wearing a mink stole today, not in New York, unless, of course, you're on the other side of the world in the Arctics or something like that, where it gets real cold, because while we spend our time in the warm weather on the other side of the earth, it's wintertime. Okay, but we're looking forward to a great summer. A lot of people are going to be doing a lot of outdoor activities, barbecuing and picnics and amusement parks. A lot of things are happening. A lot of things are going to be happening this summer. So we're going to look forward to all of that. And summer is, when is summer officially? The official day of summer. I'm not sure yet. I didn't look that up. I should have looked that up. I'll find that out in between sports. But it's coming up. It's coming up, and we're going to be looking forward to it. Now, those of you, again, who have spent your winter in that cold weather, do you realize we didn't escape Christmas yet? Do you realize that? Let me tell you why I said that. We didn't escape Christmas yet. Of course, at Christmas, you hear all the Christmas jingles and the Christmas tree and the snow and all of that stuff. There's a commercial on TV. I can't think of the name of the commercial, but it has that jingle. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Ding dong, ding dong. And that commercial has been on ever since Christmas was over. And it's still, I saw it yesterday. It's called the Clarendon D commercial. Not that I'm promoting anything. The Clarendon D commercial, and they sing the jingle. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't say I'm pulling my hair out. Not much to pull out. But I'm saying to myself, when are we going to knock it off? Knock it off. And I bet you by the time Christmas come around again, that commercial will be taken off the air. I don't know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just in case, once again, you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And of course, we move along each week at this time. And we always enjoy having you along with us, because this is our time to shine when we all get together and have a little fun. I already gave the weather forecast in New York City. Out in Greensboro, North Carolina, it's 70 degrees, sunny skies going up to 85 degrees. You see? And sunny skies. So finally, he gets sunshine on. Warren last week didn't have sunshine, but he gets it now. So there you go. And we're also going to look at Charlotte and see what they have over there in Charlotte. And speaking of Charlotte, North Carolina, we're going to go over the sports right now. Brian Camp is on with us right now. He's got the latest developments in today's world of sports. We're going to go up to 90 degrees today, Brian.
Wow, that's in New York City. That's hot, humid, uncomfortable weather.
Yeah,
but that's good.
Yeah.
Here in the Queen City of Charlotte is presently 72 degrees.
Okay.
Our high would be 85.
Okay. But we have 79 right now. And we're going to
79.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Presently, yeah, here in New York.
Well, that shows you that, yeah, the warm weather's here to stay now, you know.
Yep.
Here in Charlotte, we had a little delay with the weather here. I know in North Carolina, winter is like usually four weeks, and that's it, you know. That's usually hit around February or so, late January, early February, and then it stays cool, but it doesn't get frigidly cold at all.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's where we're at. By the way, Al Pacino has 3 children.
Does he?
He has 2 children. But remember, do you know Beverly D'Angelo?
Yeah, of course.
She played in the movie Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
He has 2 kids by her.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And another child by somebody else, and he's about to become a father. Robert De Niro just became a father at 79 years old. So yeah, so
wow,
there you go.
You know, that's education, because I let's see, Al Pacino always said that he didn't want to get married. And
well, he was never married. That's the thing.
He was never married. I don't think he wanted to ever get married. I think that was his choice not to ever get married. And yeah. I didn't know that he had any kids. Well, there you go.
I mean, something about De Niro and Pacino, you know, their sperm count must be still strong. I mean, they probably had to give it one last verse and boom.
Well, you know, if Al Pacino and Robert De Niro were here, they would say it's the Italian blood. Yeah. That's what they would say.
Probably, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I'm not going to say it because I don't want it to sound like, you know.
Yeah. I know.
That's what they would say. It's the Italian blood.
The Italian way, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, so Al Pacino, I said, I know he has children because he was dating Beverly D'Angelo for a very long time.
I didn't know he was with Beverly D'Angelo. She was a hot commodity in the early days in the industry.
In the 80s, yes. Because if you remember the series of Vacation with Chevy Chase, she played the wife of Chevy Chase and the 2 kids that they on you know in the movies. But yeah, he was dating her for a very long time and had 2 kids by her. Yeah. I'm
gonna have to, after this show, I'm gonna have to go look into that because I want to see what Beverly D'Angelo is doing, whether she remarried or she got married or what, and see what her life is like. And then I'm going to check out for sure to see if Al Pacino is actually having a baby by this 29-year-old woman.
Now that part is true. Yes, I did look it up before the show. I did look it up. Yeah, and look it up on the CNN. You know.
Yeah, you want to take a look at those reputable news outlets.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but and no disrespect to TMZ, no disrespect to them, but sometime when the last time they brought out that false accusation about Jerry Lee Lewis died when he didn't die yet, I kind of like shied away from them a little bit, even though they retracted that, because everybody makes mistakes. So I don't really count on them. I listen to them. I think they're reputable, but I just don't count
Well, whenever, as you said once before, once TMZ reports something, it's usually rock solid gold, you know, and but sometimes there's always a mix up. There could be a mix up,
Yeah.
and that happens sometimes. Sometimes they had the information, and then the person that's given the information will retract it.
Yeah.
So but you got to be 100% sure.
Retracted, but I kind of like shied away from them a bit. I still listen to them and read them, but I'm like a little cautious. I'm probably sure I'll get that. I'll gain the confidence back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
But last night we had game 1 in the NBA finals. Finally came about after a long time waiting for the Denver Nuggets. Finally got to play. The Miami Heat had showed up, and it showed that how rusty that they were, even though Denver had a long layoff. But it was a 104-93 victory for game 1. Game 2 will be coming up in another, I think tomorrow sometime, and or the day after. I got to double check. But yeah, game 2 will be coming up. But game 1, Denver looks very sharp. They didn't miss a beat. Game was a little bit out of reach, but Miami at the end tried to make it respectable. But that's where we are right now. Also in the NBA has opened an investigation onto longtime referee Eric Lewis. Eric Lewis has been refereeing for 19 seasons in the NBA. He's been involved in a Twitter account that responded to numerous posts of league officiating and defending other referees. You're not supposed to talk about in the NBA unless you get approval. There's a potential issues release saying referees committing officiating publicly, which you can't do that. Like I said, if it's proved that he has been doing that, he could be disciplined. Now he has referee over 1,100 games in the regular season and 82 playoff games. And he has been regarded as the highest rated official, a referee in the sport of basketball. So that's where we are right now. More to come, but he will not be officiating any of the NBA finals until the investigation is over. Speaking about investigation, just came over yesterday. Ja Morant, who as the young man, the young basketball player who's flashing the guns in his videos, got caught a second time, as I mentioned a week or two ago. The commissioner, Adam Silver, is going to make his announcement for his suspension. Right now, his team, the Memphis Grizzlies, has said that he will not participate in any off-season activities with the teams. So Adam Silver has been talking with the NBA Players Association, which is their union. So what's going to happen is if he's talking to the union, then this is going to be really serious. He might be out for a whole year, maybe a significant length of time where he'll be out, just to send a message. Because if you are one of the top faces in your, in the NBA, and you're doing this, and we've seen all the violence with guns and shootings in malls and schools and stuff, and you're supposed to be one of the face of the NBA, it's not sending a great message. So we're going to see what's going to happen. We're going to wait until after the finals is over and just before the NBA draft that's about to come up soon. So sometimes you got to have a stiff message to come, and to send a message, you're going to have to hit somebody's pockets. And this is where we are. In the NCAA, Alabama Governor Clay Ivey on Tuesday signed a legislation that will ban transgender women from playing on female sports teams in college. This is becoming the latest state to have restrictions on transgender athletes. The legislation expands the state's existing of 2021 ban on transgender athletes from kindergarten to 12th grade sports teams. That includes college as well. Students assigned one sex at birth would be prohibited from playing under a different gender identity, even after going a hormone shot. Now, what this means that, and this is what I believe, if you was born a male, you should be playing male sports, even if you do change your sex. Same thing with women. If you're born a female, you should be playing female sports. And I know back in the 70s, tennis great, I wouldn't call her tennis great or him a tennis great, Renee Richards, who was once a man, changed his sex and was playing tennis on the women's circuit. And, you know, there was a lot of controversy over that, but that's what happened. And we're going to see what's going to happen. But right now, Governor of Alabama is said that this is how it's going to be. This day in sports, June 2nd, former President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, authorizes the first swimming pool built in the White House. I don't know if that had anything to do with sports, but it popped up. 1935, future Hall of Famer Babe Ruth announces his retirement at the age of 40 years of age. Birthdays. No more birthdays. I'm sorry. 1942, Ted Williams enlists as a U.S. Navy aviator. 1987, Seattle Mariners drafted Ken Griffey Jr. as their number one pick. Ken Griffey Jr., yes. 1938, birthdays. Gene Michael, Major League Baseball shortstop and GM for the New York Yankees, was born in Kent, Ohio. And here's one that you should remember. I remember. 1940, happy birthday to Horace Clarke, the late Horace Clarke, Major League Baseball second baseman, was born in Fredericksburg, U.S. Virgin Islands. And in 1967, Mike Stanton, Major League Baseball, was born in Houston, Texas. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a beautiful weekend here in the Queen City of Charlotte.
And I do remember Horace Clarke. Boy, yeah, that old time Yankees. Yeah. Horace Clarke, if I can remember, he was one, he used to wear his helmet. He wore that afro, right? And the sides of his afro stuck out the side of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like Oscar Gamble used to have.
Gamble, exactly. Right. They all did. And Roy White too.
Roy White.
And the little puffies look like Mickey Mouse ears.
Mickey Mouse ears. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that pool that you were talking about in the White House that FDR built? That pool is still in there.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. Still in the White House. It's not being used though, but it's still. I heard that in passing, because when you watch, that's why one of the reasons why I like to watch the news. It not only gives us the trash that we hear today, but it gives things that educate you, and they say that pool is still there. That pool is still there. It's watered. It's underneath somewhere in another room, and it's still there. And who knows? Maybe they'll reopen it again.
Yeah.
Strange things happen, So anyway, what's on tap for the weekend?
I'm thinking about cooking on the smoke, of course, something new. I want to do something special for my family, me and my family. Beef burnt ends. Yeah, beef burnt ends with some white potatoes that's mixed with butter and parsley and some other herbs that's going to be mixed in. So I'm trying to do that. So I've been cleaning the smoker the last 2 days. So, after last weekend, I had a heavy dose of smoking a lot of meat and everything. So I had to do a heavy cleaning yesterday and today. So that's what I want to do. Other than that, thinking about taking my granddaughter to the pool. It's going to be warm today, and watch some TV, Netflix and Prime Video, whatever pops up that interests me.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Catch up on a lot of things, enjoy, but watch what you eat. You know something, Brian? I understand there's certain things the doctors say that you should stay away from, but and I mentioned it on the show last night, in health and fitness, that at one time certain things were good for you. Then they come out with another report that it's okay to have it. It's okay to have coffee. Oh no, you shouldn't have coffee. I gave up. I don't know what, you know what? I just say, hey, in moderation.
Moderation. That's what my doctor told me too.
In moderation. I know.
I try to do it every other week or once a month because when I do feel a little guilty sometimes, and that's where I said, oh boy, should I had not done that. But in moderations, small portions.
I just don't feel guilty anymore.
You got to feel guilty.
I don't know. I tell you why I don't feel guilty anymore. Is because I know I'm not in bad health. I know that for sure. And I want to stay that way. And I know there's certain things that you have to change your lifestyle as you get older. You can't do the things that you did when you were younger. So you have to change your lifestyle a bit. But I didn't give up meat. I one time tried to become a vegetarian. I tried it once and it didn't work too well. So I eat meat, but I don't eat it as much. Red meat, I don't eat it as much. I do it in stride, But the reason why I don't feel guilty because I do everything in stride. I don't eat everything all the time at the same time. I cut down on my sugar when I have my coffee. I don't use sugar. I use stevia, because anything that you do, no matter what you eat, there's sugar in everything that you eat.
That's right. Got to watch my blood pressure and got to watch the sugars. That's why I go to the store. The first thing I pick up is the label.
Yeah.
Check out the sodium. I check out the carbs.
Yeah.
I check out the sugars.
Yeah.
Those are the three things.
Yeah. Well, I'm not overweight, so I'm just trying to keep it that way. They say as you get older, you get heavier. It didn't happen to me yet, and I hope it doesn't. So I'm working. Anyway, I don't want that to be a distraction from your cookout.
Oh, it's never a distraction. It's never a distraction. No, never. I treat my smoker like I treat my car. I take care of it.
Well, that sounds good. All right, lucky smoker. Okay, we'll catch you back here next week then.
Everybody enjoy your weekend and everybody be safe. Take care.
Yeah, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. On Sports Update, gives us the update on sports. And not only does he give us the update on sports, he gives us the update on his smoker, on his cookout, that kind of thing. That's part of the thing that we do around here. We interject a lot of things. And of course, you can do the same thing if you want to talk about something in particular. If you're having a cookout or something and you want us to know about it, or if you want to invite us over, we're all open to it. We're all open to it. You invite us over, we're all open to it. That's all you have to do. And I want to say good morning. I haven't seen this guy in a long time. I want to say good morning to my buddy, George Joseph. George Joseph, the Vegas guy, the guy from well, he's not from Las Vegas, but he might as well be, because he's out there so often. George, I haven't been out there in, 7, 8 years. So I'm due to go back there. And that's because of the pandemic, they slow things down and you don't get a chance to do the things you don't have, even though the pandemic wasn't 8 years, but prior to the pandemic, I haven't been there in a long time. And then when the pandemic came on, just canceled everything. Do you know I canceled a trip to Italy and France because of that pandemic? But George, it's good to see you back here again. And let's see, George is where? Let me see. What is he saying here? I don't know where you are, George, because you're always traveling. You're a traveling man, make a lot of stops all over the world. Where have I heard that song before? Anyway, George, he hasn't been to Vegas since COVID. None of us have been to Vegas since COVID. The only people that's been in Vegas since the COVID are the people who live in Vegas and had to suffer like the rest of us from COVID. But it's time to go back. It's time to go back. And I'm pretty sure it's not as it was before. There's no place you can go that's the same as it was before since COVID took over at that time. And you're currently in North Carolina now, right? What part of North Carolina are you in, George? Let us know. We'll talk about that. While he's entertaining us with that, we're going to move on. DJ Pete woke up this morning and, well, he had a doctor's appointment, and we all have to do that. And it wasn't like an appointment that he knew about a long time ago. This was like kind of sudden, you know, you have to quickly go into the doctor, but we're not going to elaborate. But he's going to feel better. He's feeling better anyway. Anyway, he quickly left us something, so we got it going right now. Let's get going right now. Sonny Burgess of Sun Records was born May 28th. He was born in 1931. Now, Sonny Burgess, take a look at Sonny Burgess. Burgess was born on a farm near Newport, Arkansas. And so he passed away August 18th in 2017 at the age of 88 years old. So we have Sun Records. Sun Records, by the way, a lot of you may and may not know, Sun Records was the label and the home of Elvis Presley back in the old day when he got started. And of course, you know, that's probably what put Sun Records on the map, Elvis Presley. Like he put everything else on the map. And let's say also on the 28th, but back in 1945, John Fogerty was born. And John Fogerty was born 1945. He was an American singer, songwriter, and guitarist together. And he's still around with us. As a matter of fact, his birthday was what, the 28th? He was 78 years old, John Fogerty. And of course, all of us know his music. I remember his music from the time I was in college. You know, that's how far back it goes. Let's see. So he was John Fogerty. He was the founder of the band Creedence Clearwater Revival, which, you know, if you get a little verbally lazy, you could say CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. And that was called, and they were famous for that song, There's a Bathroom on the Right. No, I was just kidding. That Bad Moon Rising. But if you listen to the song, it sounds There's a Bathroom on the Right. I know, John Fogerty. Happy birthday, John Fogerty. Okay. There's a bathroom on the right. Okay. T-Bone Walker was born on the 28th of May as well, but he was born in 1910. And we already know that T-Bone Walker was an American blues musician, a composer, and a songwriter, and a band leader as well. And T-Bone Walker, remember him, he died March 16th, back in 1975. And he died at the tender age. You can call it the tender age today because, you know, the age of 64, that's like a tender age these days. You know, people living longer, thank God for that. Again, there's T-Bone Walker, happy birthday. Also on the 28th, Gladys Knight of Gladys Knight and the Pips. Gladys Knight, of course, you already know her. She originally came out of Motown, and, you know, she had her Pips, her two cousins and her brother. Two of them actually passed away. The two cousins passed away. The brother's still alive. But Gladys is celebrating her birthday. She was born in 1944. And Gladys Knight celebrated her 79th birthday. Can you believe? Now, Gladys Knight's been around a long time. She's been around longer than a lot of people think. Even around the time when Tina Turner was in action, you know, the late Tina Turner. She's been around that long. Thanks for the memories, Bob Hope. Bob Hope was born on the 29th of May. Bob Hope, of course, all-American comedian. His real name was Leslie Towns Hope. Leslie's Towns Hope. Not sure how you got the name Bob, but I'm pretty sure that's another thing that I'm going to look forward to. It's probably here right now, but I don't have time to go through it. But he was an all-American comedian, and Bob Hope, by the way, was one of the guys responsible of reviving Frank Sinatra's career, because remember in the days when Frank Sinatra was down, he was kind of down in his career at one time, and Bob Hope had Frank Sinatra on his show to help to boost career. And not only that, when he took that part in From Here to Eternity, that kind of boosted his career too. And Frank Sinatra was going to do that movie for nothing. He was going to do it absolutely for nothing, because he actually believed in that character he was playing. He wanted that character, and they gave him a hard time about it. But he got the part, and that kind of boosted his career again. May 30th, Benny Goodman, big band leader, and he was born in 1909. Benny Goodman, and I had the pleasure of seeing him. By the way, he died June 13th. So June 13th would have been the anniversary of his death. He was 77 years old. When I was a kid, we had a place in New York, in the Bronx, New York. And those of you who live in New York and know the Bronx, and who remember, well enough to remember, a place called Freedom Land. Freedom Land was an amusement park. And we used to go there, people used to go there on the weekends, and it was fun. And they had a band shell there. And I had a chance to not actually meet him, but I sat in the front. I was sitting in the front row when he was playing. Benny Goodman had his band there, because back then when they had those concerts, they were free. They were free in Freedom Land. And Benny Goodman was up on the stage leading his band, and I'm sitting right there in the front. I knew of Benny Goodman, but I didn't know the significance of Benny Goodman. I knew of him. I said, oh, it was Benny Goodman. I knew the look and everything. I had Benny Goodman, but I didn't, at that time, I was too young to even appreciate the fact that he played with a lot of people, the best people in the world. And I'm sitting right up front in Freedom Land, watching Benny Goodman play, and didn't have to pay for it, And then, of course, so I was one of the lucky ones. You had to pay to watch Benny Goodman. And that's all, folks. Mel Blanc was the voice character of all of the Warner Brothers character, like Porky Pig and Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, and the rooster. What was that rooster? I say, boy, what was that rooster's name? I can't remember the rooster's name. Anyway, and Yosemite Sam, he was the voice of all of those characters. He was born May 30th in 1908. And of course, Mel Blanc, of course, remember, he was also the voice character, the original voice character of Barney Rubble on the Flintstones, right? Along with Alan Reed, who was the voice character of Fred Flintstone. And Bea Benadette was played Betty. Bea Benadette, who played on Petticoat Junction, she was the voice character of Betty Rubble. And Emily, I can't think of her last name, Emily played the voice character of Wilma Flintstone. So you had all of those four. I have a photo of all of them together in the studio in front of a microphone doing their characters. And Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith celebrated a birthday just yesterday. Andy Griffith, of course, he played on the Andy Griffith Show with his son Opie, played by Ron Howard. And then you had Bonnie Fife, who was played by Don Knotts. And of course, Andy Griffith also played a lawyer by the name of Ben Madlock. Well, he celebrated his birthday. Andy Griffith, how about a little chime? There you go, a little chime for Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith passed away July 3rd in 2012 at the age of 86 years old. And there was a movie that Andy Griffith played, and if anyone could help me out with this, I can't remember it, but he played like in a motorcycle gang. I can't remember the name of that movie to save my life. I could find out later, but I haven't seen that movie in a long time. So Andy Griffith, And Andy Griffith, one of the things I like about Andy Griffith, he could make food so delicious without you even being there. You know, I remember when he used to do that Ritz commercial, that Ritz cracker commercial, and he used to always go, good cracker. And when he was playing Matlock, and they had scenes when he would sit down and eat fried chicken, and you know, he would describe it as so delicious, it's so nourishing, it's so juicy, and I could lick my lips and say, man, you know, he really knows how to sell food. Andy Griffith, happy birthday. Pat Boone, I remember Pat Boone from years back. He's still around today. He celebrated his birthday just yesterday as well. He was born in 1934. Pat Boone, the father of Debbie Gibson, not Debbie Gibson, Debbie Boone, who made that hit record, You Light Up My Life. Pat Boone today is 89 years old. 89 years old, Pat Boone is. And so we always remember Pat Boone in those days when he was doing his thing. And I remember he used to wear those bucks. He used to wear those bucks, those white bucks. He used to do that. And so he had his own show on TV back then too. It was great. Also, what do we have here? Also, we've got, and that's about it. That's about it. One little note too. We're mourning the loss of Dickie Harrell. Dickie Harrell was a drummer, and we lost him. He played for the Gene Vincent Blue Caps. He was a member of the Gene Vincent Blue Cap. Now, those of you who don't know who Gene Vincent is, Gene Vincent was the one that did that Bebopalua. Remember, She's My Baby. Anyway, so Dickie Harrell, the drummer, last surviving member. He's the last surviving member of that group. And we mourn the loss of Dickie Harrell. That's it. And so we got through all of that. We muddled through all of that. Don't forget, you can catch DJ Pete on his radio show. You can catch him on www.radio-airwave.co.uk on Thursdays. And that's between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Also, you can catch him on his hometown station, WMPG Radio in Portland, Maine. If not, you can go to the website. Website has the radios. You can listen to it on the website. That's www.wmpg.org. And that's on Tuesday, every other Tuesday between 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. and all times Eastern Time Zone in the USA and Canada. We've got birthdays too. Otherwise, we got other birthdays here as well. Comedian Wayne Brady, comedian Wayne Brady is 51 years old today. Actor Stacy Keach is 82. The late Charles Watts, the drummer for the Rolling Stones, he would have been 82 today. The late actress Sally Kellerman, who played MASH, she played Hot Lips of MASH. And I understand how she got that part too. She was also a singer. She would have been 87 years old today. I would have loved to have cut a record with her. R&B singer Otis Williams. Now, R&B singer Otis Williams, there's two Otis Williams, and we're not talking about the one from The Temptation. This one was from the Charms. Those of you who go back in time, the doo-wop groups, all right, the Charms. He's 87 years old today. R&B singer Johnny Carter, the late Johnny Carter, would have been 89 years old. Johnny Carter sang with the Flamingos initially, and then later on moved on to the Dells. So Johnny Carter would have been celebrating his 89th birthday. R&B singer Sammy Turner did that song, Lavender Blue, Dilly Dilly. He's 91 years old today and still around and kicking. And remember Tarzan, Johnny Weissmuller? Johnny Weissmuller would have been celebrating his birthday of 119 years old. And those are the birthdays that we have. And of course, we always look forward to all of these things. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, right? And The Coffee Hour comes to you every week at this time. We're on every Friday between 10 and 11 a.m. each week. That's Eastern. Everything is Eastern. So being that we're Eastern, check out your time zone and act accordingly. And we're here each week and we provide you with conversation, and we get together and have a good time and talk to each other, enjoy coffee and donuts. And of course, we enjoy each other's conversation as well. A lot of you are out there, and we always love having you out there with us, enjoying and just enjoying and having a good time with us. We enjoy that very much. Let's see. Let's see, George, we got back to George. Let me see. George is in Moorville. That's in North Carolina. Now, George, I think I'm assuming that's where he's living now. He made his home in North Carolina now, you know, and everyone's leaving New York and moving out, going someplace, going to other places down south. People are moving off to Florida, and good luck. If you're moving to Florida, good luck. God bless you and all the best when you go out there until further notice. But anyway, people are moving south. They're moving to North Carolinas, the South Carolinas, the Florida. I had family in Florida years ago. I had an uncle that lived in Jacksonville who used to send us all kinds of Florida oranges and grapefruits and how do you call that? How do you say that? Kumquats. Yeah, used to send all of those things out there. And I want to say hello, by the way, to Mickey Jones, who's out there. And it's Friday. Yes, sir. And he's celebrating his Friday. And when he gets off work, he's going to celebrate. He's going to kick this weekend off, and everybody gets a chance to get the weekend. The beautiful thing about it, that the weekend is going to be just a regular weekend. But it was a short week this week, right? Because we had a weekend last weekend, what we call the Memorial Day holiday weekend, which, by the way, I would hope that all of you are celebrated in the right manner in conjunction with barbecuing and doing all the activities, the outdoor activities that you do. Always remember the servicemen and women who stuck themselves out for this country so that all of us could be free. So it's a short week, and so we go back on the weekend circuit. And then coming up, we got another long weekend coming up. We've got Juneteenth coming up, and all of that's coming up. Hey, something else is coming up, movies. Let me get that out of the way right now so we can go home and enjoy the weekend. We have movies of the week. I have my picks of the week for all of you who would like to indulge in movies and just sit back and relax and enjoy the movies that you love. Well, we have some movies right now, and I'm going to get them out to you right now. Here's movies going back to 1951. We'll start with this one, Strangers on a Train, starring Robert Walker and Farley Granger. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Now, all the times I'm giving you to is Eastern time. And then we have a movie back to 1950, Born Yesterday. It's a nice little light comedy starring Broderick Crawford, who used to play on Highway Patrol in the 50s. And you have William Holden and Judy Holliday. And that's on Turner Classic Movies as well. And that's on Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we have Sex and the City. No, Sex and the City. Get it together. Sex and the Single Girl from 1964. You want to know who was in it? Tony Curtis and Natalie Wood. That's a great movie. It's a nice comedy. I like it. I have that movie in my archives at home. You can check that out. That's on Sunday on Turner Classic Movies at 3:45 p.m. And if you would like to go to Turner Classic Movies and check out all of the great movies that you enjoy, please do that. Get a chance to do that. Go check out those movies. And there may be other movies that you may want to enjoy. So go there and go to the website or go to the Turner Classic Movie channel and scroll through the program guide, and you'll find whatever movies that you like. And I'm pretty sure that you'll like them. They're all right there for you. It's time for me to go, ladies and gentlemen. I had a good time. I hope you did too. And of course, enjoy your weekend, Mickey. And we'll see you then. How about that? We'll see you next week. We're going to be back here on Thursday night for Talk Back Live. I hope that you will be here to join us. Brian Camp will be with me, of course, with sports. And of course, if you're out there, you can be part of the action, enjoy in conversation, and have a good time with us. And we'll see you then. That's 8 p.m. Eastern every Thursday night. But make sure you join us back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern from 10 to 11. Another hour of the coffee hour. It's you, me, sports, and all of you guys indulging in conversation. We'd love to have you aboard with us, and we look forward to seeing you then. So that's going to be it. My weekend is officially underway. So have a great weekend, have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.